How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys another Magical Girl Racing Project episode discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we are going to be talking about episode 8 that just came out today. And I have to say that this episode, guys, was the breakdown of Sister Nana's character development. Because in this episode, we actually see Sister Nana and WinterPrison. Remember, for the last previous episode, they actually were trying to recruit more members on their winning side, as you could kind of say. Because remember, they want actually people to start changing minds instead of killing each other. They wanted to band together against Fave or the actual Magical Girl game itself. But granted though, the episode did kind of start off a little bit in the confusion state due to the fact that, remember, the last episode we actually saw was when, you could say, Sister Nana and WinterPrison were actually going off to talk to Swimson, the Piggy Angels, and Tama. So like, what was going on there? Because the episode kind of did start off with Calamity Mary facing off against these two. Now that was interesting, but I think that's due to the fact that I think that was more of a flashback to introduce that Calamity Mary was actually given an opportunity to actually join them, but of course, knowing how her character development is, she denied that actual request. So it goes along to say that the episode then continued off from right there and then where we last left off from the last episode. Remember, WinterPrison and Sister Nana have always been a powerful duo. Not the Peaky Angels. The Peaky Angels themselves seem more as like a comical skit of a character, so they don't really seem to be that important. They mostly seem like a side character, but as a major role in itself and a strong pair, I believe WinterPrison and Sister Nana were actually the key important figures of the whole entire story because of the way they actually interact with each other. They have a love story going on. They, it's just interesting to see how they actually developed over the years and how and even the end, the episodes themselves, they showed how they both became a part of the game in itself, guys. And I'm loving the fact they actually introduced that because it slowly was teasing us the fact that WinterPrison died in this episode. And I know a lot of fans are going to be angry due to that actual reason, because when you look at WinterPrison, she is actually a very powerful magical girl. Not magical abilities, I would say combat strategy wise, because remember, look at her ability. It's just to create walls. Just creating walls out of nothing. But look at the way she implements it. She uses it as a defense and a combative ability. I'm loving the way that she actually does that, and she uses it as an escape route too as well. Whenever she fought Cranberry or any other magical girls, she's always looking out for herself and Sister Nana. But in this episode, Sister Nana seemed to have been actually exposing that weakness to WinterPrison. Granted though, a lot of viewers already knew that Sister Nana was actually WinterPrison's actual weakness in itself, but the other magical girls, they actually don't know that themselves. But in this episode, it seems to be that they actually figured out that actual weakness, and they actually exploited that due to the fact that we actually saw Sister Nana was actually getting closer to the Peaky Angels and Swim and Terra himself right there. And right there and then, they actually separate him, and that's when right there, guys, when they cut off that ties right there with Sister Nana not being around, WinterPrison was at its death maker right there. And I have to say that was actually a very touching moment and a very emotional moment too. The fact that WinterPrison did not deserve this death. In honesty, I personally didn't think that she did not deserve this death. The reason why is because, remember, like how I stated, that WinterPrison had a very strong combat ability. I like the way she was always strategizing and actually looking at the battlefield, the way to see that how it would turn to her favor. But instead, not in this particular manner. Because remember, she fought against Calamity Mary and she fought against freaking Cranberry herself, and she still came out unscathed. Granted though, in this episode, it was very touching to see that she actually lost her life due to these actual little girls. Not Calamity Mary and not Cranberry, but little girls themselves. Remember, Swim actually is actually taking a turn for the worse, and it seems that Swim's character development is actually going down a hill instead of uprising, because of the way we see it. Swim wants to actually just end the game and just say, let me just kill everybody. Let me just kill everybody and everything will be all okay. But instead, she's kind of looking at it as in a tunnel vision due to that fact. Because remember, she's kind of looking herself as like ruler was once before. Take charge and do what's right. But she's not thinking 2 steps ahead. She's not thinking as if I do this, will this happen? No. She's just saying that if I do this, this will happen, and it will certainly happen because I know it will happen. That's the kind of mentality that Swim is actually having. And I'm not really liking that with Swim's character development, because when they first introduced her, she could have had a potential a very good character development. But just like right now, it's just the reason I'm saying it's actually horrible is because the fact that it's not going at the route that I personally would have wanted Swim Swim to actually go with. But granted, though, the episode kind of did left us there with Swim Swim and then right there and then. But in the next episode, we're gonna see more of Swim Swim's character development, or actual more her role being more involved in the episodes, due to the reason because in the episode we see Calamity Mary also takes another strong role in this episode. We actually see Calamity Mary's backstory involved in this episode. We see that she's basically a housewife who just has a drinking problem. Okay, that's nothing too serious. Everybody has a drinking problem. Who's to say, that even you don't have a drinking problem? Heck, even I might have a drinking problem. But like I said, that's a normal cause. But the thing that they explain is that she took it to the extremes and actually was drinking to the point that she was neglecting her daughter herself. That even the father and the daughter left her due to that case. And it was actually right there and then you kind of see that it kind of started making sense that her drinking problem was actually in making her life miserable. And basically, the way I see it, Calamity Mary's life is due to her own fault. She's an adult, so it doesn't, to me, in my honest opinion, if I see an adult doing that, that's a choice that you want to make. So in my honest opinion, Calamity Mary's mentality was already gone through the roof. She's not thinking straight. She's always drunk. They kind of didn't explain as to why she drinks a lot. Granted, everybody has that kind of problem that they have to make bills, everything. They explained in the episode a little bit that the father's always working. But come on, we all have to work. It's just it's depressing to know that, but still, her character, she seems more of as a fragile person. But it goes along to say that majority of these magical girls, they all have a weak mentality, and that's the thing that I hate about it, is that Fave is picking girls with weak mental states that they're able to break just like that. That's why I feel like Sister Nana and WinterPrison are the ones that actually had the strongest mentality as well. Like I said, that's why I believe they were the strongest duo, because they had support with each other and they actually were on the same wavelength. Like I said, they were making smart decisions, but because they broke them apart, now Sister Nana is literally might go on a rampage. We don't know that, because look how she is. They killed her lover. That's the thing that's very disappointing. But like I said, it's actually progressing the story as general. I know my opinions are I'm not liking what's going on, but an overall aspect, though, it is progressing the series and is actually entertaining to watch, because it's actually giving us, the viewers, these emotions and these actual state of mind that we don't want to be in. It's giving us an opinion based on this actual episode, instead of saying, oh, I don't like this because this is hard. No, it's because of the way the characters are actually transpiring inside the lore of the magical girls. Like I said, it's very entertaining to see how they're actually going with. But the thing about Calamity Mary, I still want to go back to her, is the fact that out of all the girls, when she gained her magical powers, I'm loving the fact that her reaction was the most realist one that I've actually witnessed in this series. Because out of all the girls, every other girl was more like, oh my gosh, I want to have superpowers. I'm here like, okay, yeah, really, that's not really going to happen in real life. In real life, it's more along the lines that the reaction that I might really witness is Calamity Mary's. I love that reaction that she had, was because of the fact that it's hilarious too. When Faye was talking to her, she literally looked at us like, oh man, I think I've been drinking too much. I found that more entertaining and more realistic, because come on, really? Why would a game be talking to you? It just wouldn't make any sense. I'd be like, oh snap, man, did I have prescription drugs today? Whoa, what's going on with me tonight? Like I said, Calamity Mary's reaction was more realistic and more entertaining to watch. Like I said, Calamity Mary's character development in the episodes themselves is actually progressing as well, as we see Calamity Mary's now going to actually fight Ripple and Top Speed in the episode, but she didn't, because remember, Ripple and Top Speed, they do have a little bit of sense of responsibilities in their life. And also, Top Speed herself got a little bit of character disposition in this episode, but it just seems more along the lines that it showed just her life story. She's just basically a loving mother, you could kind of say, or a girlfriend. But that's about it. They didn't give too much details into it. They still didn't explain if she was pregnant or not, but even though we all know she's pregnant. We all know that for sure. Because for some reason, I personally feel like she's pregnant. But like I said, though, that was basically that part of the section for Ripple and Top Speed. But Calamity Mary is the one that's actually bringing all the characters together, because in the next episode, we're actually going to witness all the characters involved. So Calamity Mary is now killing actually humans and destroying buildings. She's causing havoc in the city. but all the magical girls are going to come together. And even Cranberry herself is going to be involved. Like I said, it seems that the story is starting to reach its climax now due to that actual fact, because all the girls are now have a central, I would say, an idea as to where they need to be. And even, like I said, even Cranberry herself, that's because she wondered who killed WinterPrison. Somebody must be really strong in order to kill that. And I'm thinking to myself, she's not really strong. It's more along the lines as to kind of they gang banged her. Like I said, like it's just, that's horrible. But I can't wait to see Cranberry in action next episode. And I'm hoping to see if Cranberry herself is actually Fave. Because Fave keeps mentioning her as Master. 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 Why does Fave call Cranberry Master? There's gotta be a specific reason for that. I'm hoping that maybe they might shed some light into that for the next episode, as to wondering as to if Fave really is just a creation out of Cranberry's own actual programming skills, you could kind of say. It'd be interesting to know what's actually going on with them. But that's it for today's episode, guys. Like I said, the episode kind of did left us off right there and then, as all the match girls are actually going to start heading to one certain location and actually start. I'm assuming they're all going to be masters, because the story's kind of leading to that kind of position in itself. But let me know down in the comments below as to what do you guys think about the next episode is going to be about. Do you guys think that Cranberry herself is going to come and just demolish everyone? Because like I said, I feel like that's what's really going to happen. But I actually am more excited to see Hardcore Alice against freaking Cranberry. I want to see what that's going to be about. Because remember, Cranberry can mess with the mind, sound itself. If Cranberry can mess with sound, that means that Cranberry can psychologically mess Hardcore Alice up. Instead of physically, she'll probably mess her up psychologically. Like I said, that would be an interesting fight right there and then. But like I said, let me know down in the comments below as to what you guys might think might happen. And also, do you guys think that Scumsung's going to die in the next episode or a couple more episodes? Like I said, let me know down in the comments. And as always, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And if you guys enjoy my content, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Magical Girl Racing Project anime discussions. Or if you guys don't want just to see this, I have other actual fall anime discussions in my playlist as well, if you guys want to check it out. But that's it for today, guys, and if you guys enjoyed my content, like I said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. But this is Mr. Zen, signing.